Calum-6, a water moon orbiting the gas giant Golan Prime. Its surface churns with storm clouds and black ocean swells. Beneath those depths lies a metallic biolaboratory built into the ocean shelf. It was meant to be a sanctuary of knowledge, but now alarms blare, pressure mounts, and panic spreads. Inside the Rilari Deepwater Command Hub, sleek corridors echo with the frantic scuttling of blue-hued scientists. Coral-like growths pulse along the walls, spreading with intent. The reef, once studied, has awakened. Minister Fathal's voice trembles as he shouts over the din. The reef's consciousness is expanding. It's hijacked their neural comms grid. It's no longer an organism, it's a network. Their central AI has been absorbed. Their medical bay reclassified as a spawning chamber. All systems are spiraling, out of control. With desperation cracking in his voice, Fathal demands the Council Code Sigma-9 be activated. They need help. Now. His technician hesitates. The nearest Galactic Council response team is 2 weeks away. Fathal closes his eyes, makes a decision no Rilari ever wanted to make. Anyone, he whispers, even the humans. The transmission goes out and the call is received. Far across space, on Luna Station, headquarters of the United Terran Diplomatic Corps, Director Halberd scans the alert. She raises one silver eyebrow. A rogue reef, a neural infestation. Didn't the Rilari get the memo about connecting minds to alien coral? Her assistant Vega, sipping synth coffee, chimes in dryly. The Rilari never met a risk they didn't. Want to take in the name of science, and now they want a diplomatic team. Halberd doesn't hesitate. Send envoy Killian Vire. Vega nearly chokes on her drink. Vire, the one who resolved the Kern Accords by flipping a bar and legalizing desert treaties. But Halberd is unmoved. Only Vire can talk down an angry sun whale while drinking whiskey. He's not just a diplomat, he's a force of nature. Meanwhile, aboard the Earth transport vessel, the Grin and Bear It, Envoy Killian Vire adjusts the collar of his heavy coat. His eyes, sharp, dangerous, calculating, stare into the void. Killian speaks, not to anyone in particular, but as if he's answering. The very reason for his existence. They call us monsters, deathworlders, apex predators. But when things break beyond repair, when diplomacy means facing something no one understands, they call me. He is not alone. Dr. Ruz Veltra, the neurolinguist with a titanium arm and even less patience than ethics, Axe, the towering ex-marine, turned chef, whose recipe book is written in military shorthand, and cordially, the ship's AI, disturbingly cheerful and vaguely threatening, cordially breaks in. Killian, we've received the Rilari distress request. Estimated arrival via standard FTL, 4 days. Killian doesn't miss a beat. That's too slow. We're taking the Kuiper loop, Veltra warns him. That route is banned in 3 sectors for a reason. Space-time distortions, reality overlaps, ghosts of ships long lost. Killian just grins. Guess we'll make some new predictions. Axe, calmly dicing an alien root vegetable, asks about the biology of the threat. Cordially answers with something that sounds both clinical and horrifying. Sentient reef organisms with telepathic hunger for cognitive energy, Axe snorts. Vegan then. The ship lunges into warp. The hull groans in protest, but they push through. Killian stands on the bridge, staring into the kaleidoscope of broken stars and bent gravity. He speaks once more. We're not the diplomats they want. We're the ones they call when the rules don't apply. They want peace? Sure, but sometimes peace doesn't come with protocol. Sometimes it comes with a warning. The stars fold. Reality stretches. Cordially's voice returns. Just a shade too cheerful. Estimated arrival at Calum-6, 14 hours. Please prepare for possible reef entanglement, biopsychic probing, and moral ambiguity. The music rises, the danger mounts, and Earth's deadliest diplomat is on his way. Calum 6 shimmered below, a sphere of churning black seas and lightning-laced clouds. The Grin and Bear It dropped from warp with a snap that cracked space-time itself. On the Relari sensors, it looked like a tear in the void had momentarily opened and something crawled through. Minister Fthal stared at the display. The vessel was sleek, obsidian-plated, scarred by time and atmosphere, but impossibly fast. No markings but one, a Terran sigil that translated loosely to "Don't test us." "Have they responded to our greeting protocols?" he asked. His communications officer shook their head. "They sent back a playlist, mostly jazz. One track is called Negotiation by Intimidation." The Relari exchanged glances. This was already off script. Inside the Terran vessel, the crew was prepping. Dr. Veltra sat cross-legged in her lab, surrounded by holographic glyphs. She was muttering in 7 languages, syncing brainwave patterns to the reef's telepathic pulses. "This thing doesn't want conversation," she said. "It wants communion. It's spreading like a religion with teeth." Killian Vire adjusted his coat, holstered a pen that doubled as a plasma injector, and walked into the briefing. "Chamber, cordially, status?" he asked. The AI chirped, cheerful as ever. "Reef entity has encompassed 62% of the base. The Relari have 11 hours of breathable atmosphere remaining. Neural corruption index is at 40% and climbing. And Dr. Veltra's mood is listed as violently curious." Killian nodded. "Good. Axe. Prep Module 3. We're going down." Axe emerged from the galley with a shoulder-mounted ion grill and 2 duffel bags, one filled with rescue gear, the other with spices. "About time," he muttered. Was about to saute the emergency rations. As the shuttle descended into Calum 6's crushing atmosphere, the reef stirred. It sensed them. Unlike the Relari, these minds burned, wild, unfiltered, dangerous. One of them, the wordsmith, radiated. A cognitive pattern so chaotic it couldn't assimilate him. It could only watch. The shuttle landed with a hiss on the last functioning pad of the submerged base. The bay doors opened, revealing a Relari greeting party, clad in sealed suits. Eyes wide with a blend of awe and horror, Killian stepped out first. Behind him, Axe carried a crate marked Emergency Protocols and Pudding Mix. Fthal approached, voice shaking. You're the diplomat?" Killian's eyes twinkled. "I'm what passes for one back home. Let's cut the pleasantries. You've got a sentient coral god, chewing through your databanks and whispering things that make your interns cry blood. Point me to its altar." Fthal hesitated. "You intend to speak with it?" Killian's smile darkened. "Speak. Reason. Threaten. Occasionally scream poetry. Depends how it answers." Inside the base, the walls were pulsing. Veins of coral glowed faintly. The neural hum of the reef grew stronger. Dr. Veltra placed her palm on a growth. Her eyes rolled back for a moment. She gasped. "It's not just intelligent. It remembers us, humans. Something from deep time, buried in the ocean of another world. It fears us, but it also wants to know more." Killian stepped forward, fingers brushing the pulsating wall. He leaned close. "Then let's give it a story to remember." His voice dropped to a whisper. "I am Killian Vire, Death World born, iron-lunged, toxin-proof, peace-certified, sarcasm-authorized envoy of Earth. You want mines? You'll choke on mine." The reef paused. Its glow stuttered. A sound, half scream, half music, echoed through the corridors. Veltra flinched. "It's responding. It's trying to rewrite you." Killian cracked his neck. "Let's see which of us runs out of metaphors first." The confrontation had begun, not with weapons, not yet, but with words sharpened like blades and meanings dense enough to shatter stars. The reef pulsed. Not metaphorically, its presence was rhythmic now, as though each bioluminescent glow carried a syllable of some ancient, half-forgotten sentence. To the Relari, it was a catastrophe. To the humans, it was an invitation. Killian, Vaya stood at the base's central atrium, now half overgrown with living coral. It rose like cathedral vines, threading over consoles, soaking up light, broadcasting memory. Veltra whispered, "It's evolving, rewriting its own biology in response to your vocabulary." Killian grinned, flattered. He stepped onto a conversation platform, a metal ring where the R'lyeh once debated logistics. Now it pulsed with alien thought. As he entered the circle, the reef flared, casting shadow glyphs across the walls. He raised his voice, not loud but resonant. "I am Killian Vaya, designated negotiator, poet of conflict, handler of first contacts and last words. I carry 27 languages and 34 threats, and I'm not here to save you. I'm here to explain what happens next." The reef reacted like a struck bell. Vibrations surged up through the floor. Veltra stumbled. One of the coral spires cracked, revealing a crystalline interior that sang. "Killian," she hissed, "it's showing us its mind." He saw it too. Images flickered in the air, holograms made of memory, a ship falling into a red ocean, a spore drifting through vacuum, a race of telepathic beings absorbed into a single consciousness, a fear, a deep, clawing terror of humans. Killian stepped forward. "We scare you, you should be scared, but not for the reason you think." He walked slowly, addressing the reef like a crowd. "You fear our war machines, our hunger for expansion, our violence." He paused. "But those are not what make us dangerous." The reef slowed, listening. "What makes us dangerous," Killian said, "is that we change, constantly, relentlessly. We do not stay wounded, we adapt, we joke in the face of extinction, we name our warships after virtues, and our peace envoys after disasters." He opened his coat. Inside, nestled among data chips and ancient books, was a small flower. "Dandelion," he said softly. "Weeds, soft things. Blow on them, and they scatter, but every piece can grow again." The reef showed images again. Earth, fires, floods, rebuilding. It did not understand. "You're a god of the sea," Killian said. "We are storms that walk. You've consumed minds, copied thoughts, stolen identities. And it worked. Until now." His eyes hardened. "You can't consume me because I don't stay still long enough to be eaten," the reef shrieked. Not audibly, but across the base's systems. Lights shattered, screens melted, the station shook. Veltra screamed, "It's pushing back! It's—" Killian turned. "Don't interrupt." He faced the reef again. "You want communion, make space for difference. You want survival, let go of conquest. You want meaning, learn to be afraid, and still choose curiosity." The reef hesitated. A tendril reached out, feather-light. It hovered near Killian's temple. He didn't flinch. "I'm not here to destroy you," he whispered. "I'm here to teach you how to live with others. Step 1, stop eating them." Silence. For the first time, the reef retracted. Dr. Veltra gasped. It's disengaging. It's pulling back from the systems. The infection is halting." Killian nodded. "It's considering. That's all I needed." He turned to Fatharl, who had been silently watching through the glass partition. "Get me a comm line. Tell your council the negotiation is in progress." Fatharl's voice was hushed. "And if it decides against peace," Killian's smile returned, sharpened this time, "then I'll do what I was trained for." He tapped his chest. "I speak 12 dialects of diplomacy, but I also write eulogies." The reef had paused. Not surrendered, not yielded, just paused. Outside, storms danced over Proxima's sea moon. Sulfur lightning etched cracks in the thick clouds, casting jagged shadows onto the flooded colony base. Inside, Killian Vaya stood, like a chiseled punctuation mark in the sentence of this alien apocalypse. "You think it'll cooperate?" Veltra asked, her voice raw from recycled air and tension. Killian didn't answer immediately. He turned to the reef, which had grown quiet. Not dormant, just observant. It remembers things, Killian said finally. Not as individuals do, but as songs do. Loops, choruses, recitations. What does that mean? He didn't reply. He stepped forward and placed a single hand on the coral wall. The reef pulsed. Veltra gasped. It's pulling data from you again." "No," Killian whispered. "It's giving me something." He closed his eyes. Memories flooded him. Not his, not human. Alien sensory floods. The taste of molten iron. The pressure of water a kilometer deep. Birth not from womb, but from current and conflict. Civilizations beneath oceans. Gods that were thoughts. Wars fought without weapons, only ideas. Killian staggered. Veltra caught him. "Stop! It's too much!" "No!" Killian snapped. "This is the negotiation." He turned to face the reef's central cluster. A dense knot of crystal and coral glowing with unreadable thought. "You've been at war for eons." Every contact became conquest, assimilation, consumption. You never met difference, only fuel. The reef responded. Images again. Human weapons. Mushroom clouds, burning forests, orbital bombardments. "You see our wars, but not the reasons we survived them," Killian said, breath shallow. "We burn, then we rebuild, we fracture, then we fuse new alloys. We are the story of what happens after the fire." The reef shuddered. A groaning sound echoed through the base. Veltra checked her scanner. Temperature spike in central coral cluster. Seismic activity increasing. It's reacting badly. Killian's face hardened. "Of course, fire is its god killer. We are its myth come to life." He turned to Ftharl, who had just arrived. "In the chamber, what do you know of the ancient flame?" Ftharl flinched. That's forbidden scripture. A prophecy of a species born from the aftermath of universal collapse. Firewalkers, the ones who end what cannot be ended. Killian smiled without mirth. "Nice to meet you." The reef's walls began to crack. "You're scaring it too much." Veltra warned. "No," Killian said. "I'm forcing a decision." He stepped into the circle again, this time holding no tools, no translators, no gear, just a flare. Old tech, hot, bright, simple. He ignited it. The reef screamed, not a sound, but a quake. Walls rippled, panels burst. The water tanks in the north chamber collapsed in steam. "Killian, it's okay," he shouted above the chaos. "It needs to see." He held the flare aloft. "This is our truth. We survived ice ages. Famine, flood, we nuked ourselves into the dark and crawled back with stories. This," he held the flare close to the reef, "this isn't a threat. It's a promise. You can be something else. We can help." The reef paused, then quiet. The flare hissed out. From the coral's core, something emerged. Not tendrils, not weapons, an interface, a panel. Smooth, metal, alien, yet shaped like a console. Killian blinked. "It's letting us in." Veltra stepped forward. "Cooperation?" "No," Killian murmured. "Dialogue. At last." He turned to Ftharl. "Inform your people. Phase 1 is complete. The reef is listening." "And if it listens too long?" Ftharl asked. "Then we better hope," Killian said, eyes gleaming. "We have something worth saying." The console pulsed like a heartbeat beneath ancient stone. Killian Vire stood before it, breath slow, muscles tight. The alien interface shimmered, not just with light, but with something deeper. Sentience, hesitation. Veltra hovered beside him, adjusting her headset. "It's broadcasting a cipher, non-linear, music-based logic, dozens of keys at once." Killian nodded. "It thinks in chords, not words." The coral that formed the reef glistened wetly, but it didn't attack. It listened, interfaced, translated. Then a voice, not quite a voice, entered the chamber, deep, trembling, female and male and machine and mineral. It spoke through the console, through the walls. Voice: "You walk clothed in extinction, yet speak in echoes of kinship," Killian replied calmly. "We are both survivors. That makes us kin, in a way." Voice: "Your kind burns planets. You carve, Knowledge in scars, Killian. And still, here I am, asking to save you. A pause, deep enough to shake the room. Voice, save or conquer in pieces robes. Veltra stepped forward. We've done both, but this isn't conquest. Our people, they fear you, yes, but that's why we came first. Not a fleet, just one man with too many nightmares and a tongue sharp enough to cut gods. The coral responded, thousands of projections emerging from the walls. Ghosts, histories, battles long past, extinct races. Killian closed his eyes. He saw it all. The reef was not a single being. It was a choir of fallen voices, a consensus organism formed of the last thoughts of dead civilizations gathered from across time. A graveyard that refused. To stop singing, Killian whispered, "You are memory." Memory turned into will. The voice responded, "Voice, and you are flame made flesh." Killian opened his eyes. "I won't let your song die, but it needs to change. Harmony must allow disharmony. That's how growth begins." There was silence, a long one. Then, the walls of the reef began to split, not from damage, but transformation. The coral shimmered, melting and reforming. Holograms flickered to life. Daniel's voice crackled over comms. "Commander, energy readings just spiked. Colony systems are stabilizing. And, the coral just created a hard light uplink. Looks like a quantum interface, using our own tech as a base." Killian stepped back. The console morphed, became familiar. A human operating panel. "Universal Interface Protocol," Veltra whispered. "It's bridging languages." Tharl entered. "The reef is broadcasting system access to all colonies." "It's helping?" Killian nodded. "We showed it fire. It chose to learn what comes after." The voice returned, now softer, almost gentle. Voice, "Then sing, Flamewalker. Teach me the song of your survival." Killian raised his head. His voice was hoarse but steady. "We begin with silence, then breath, then pain, then hope. That's how our species survived the dark." A chime rang through the chamber, alien but joyful. The reef had accepted, and all around Proxima's storm-racked moon, systems rebooted. Life support re-engaged. Colonists were freed. The storm began to clear. The Relentless hovered above it. All unarmed, unimpressed by war, commanded by a man who wielded metaphors like missiles. Narrator, they asked for help. So Earth sent a diplomat, the most dangerous kind of human, the one who listens. And when he spoke, even dying gods listened back, because sometimes the monsters you feared are the only ones brave enough to teach the stars to sing again.
If you like the story, you can also subscribe and hit the bell icon, so the next one knocks right at your door.